Hello everyone, my name is Maya Buchanan, and today I'll be sharing my presentation, Privacy on the Internet and What You Can Do to Protect Your Data in just 10 minutes. Now, as some of us know, every time we use the internet, whether it be for browsing websites, scrolling through social media, or using apps, we all leave traces of personal information behind. Some of these traces are obvious, but many are invisible and collected without us even realizing it. In my presentation, I'll explain a few things like what online privacy really means, why it matters, and the practical steps to protect yourself. Okay, so first, what is online privacy? Online privacy refers to your ability to control what personal information you share online and how that information is used, stored, shared by website apps and companies. This includes personal identifying information, or PII, like your name, email, phone number, and address. PII is an information that can directly identify you as an individual. There is also non-PII, which may seem harmless at first, like your device type, location, or browsing history. When combined across sites and apps, it can create a very detailed picture of who you are. Understanding these distinctions is important because they show how even seemingly minor data points can have a major impact on your privacy. Next is data collection methods. There are several main ways your data is collected online. The first is cookies. These are small pieces of data that websites store to measure activity. They track things like pages you visit, what you click on, and how often you return, which essentially helps companies build a profile of your behavior. For example, according to a research done by the Education and Training Boards of Ireland in 2025, found that if you browse shoes on one site, even for just a few minutes, you might start seeing shoe ads following you on social media or other websites. Second, many websites use tracking scripts or more advanced techniques like browser fingerprinting. These tools can follow you across multiple websites and detect details about your device, operating system, and even your typing pattern. Mozilla pointed out in 2018 that this creates a detailed profile of you even if you delete cookies or use private browsing. So, even if you think you're staying private, companies can still recognize your device and track your activity. Third, app permissions can give applications access to your camera, microphone, contacts, or location. While some of this access is necessary for the app to function, often apps collect far more data than needed. For instance, a flashlight app might request access to your location or contacts even though it doesn't need them. Together, these tools leave a digital trail of companies to analyze and predict your interests, habits, and even your identity. By understanding this, you can make smarter choices about what you share online and how you choose to protect your privacy. Okay, why online privacy matters. Privacy is important because your data can have real-world consequences. For example, your browsing and app activity shapes the ads you see and the products companies suggest to you. Companies track your behavior to create highly targeted marketing campaigns that feel personalized. Data breaches are another concern. When companies are hacked, personal information such as emails, passwords, and financial details can be stolen or sold on the dark web. This can lead to identity theft, fraud, or even financial loss. Finally, your online profile can influence decisions made by others in the real world. Insurers, banks, and even employers may use your digital information to make judgments about your eligibility or trustworthiness. Privacy isn't just about avoiding ads, it can affect your life in very concrete ways. Okay, let's talk digital footprint. According to the Pew Research Center, your digital footprint includes all traces you leave online, such as your search history, social media activity, purchases, locations you visit, and even times of day you're the most active. Essentially, every action you take online adds up to this footprint whether you realize it or not. Research has shown that even small pieces of information can reveal a lot about you. For instance, according to a 2025 study by Marcos Oliveira published in Nature found that by just visiting 4 different websites can be enough to uniquely identify most users. This shows how quickly seemingly harmless online activity can contribute to a detailed profile of who you are. A recent survey by All About Cookies in 2025 found that about 70% of Americans have information online that they would prefer others to not see. And as shown in the graph on the slide, the top reason people want to keep their digital footprints private is privacy concerns, followed by safety concerns, not wanting others involved, embarrassment, and personal materials. These numbers illustrate how digital footprint can grow personal, sometimes sensitive, and even uncomfortable. Understanding this helps us see why protecting our online data matters more than ever. Now let's focus on simple practical steps you can take to protect your privacy online that don't require any advanced tech skills. A good place to start is with your phone and apps. Take a few minutes to check your app permissions and turn off your access to location, camera, or microphone when they aren't needed. This matters because as Identity Guard, a company that monitors and protects personal data, points out, many apps collect far more information than necessary. By regularly reviewing your permissions, you can easily limit background tracking without much effort. Once your apps are in check, it's important to think about web tracking. Cleaning third-party cookies, using privacy-focused browsers, or adding tracking blocking extensions can make a big difference as well. Lawal, a researcher at Cornell University, explained that even if cookies are deleted, fingerprinting can still track you. Using these tools gives you a stronger protection against this type of tracking. The slide's infographic also highlights some simple low-tech tips. For example, using non-tracking search engines, covering your webcam, or limiting cloud backups can help protect your privacy even further. Experts including Bruce Shire in the Harvard Gazette stress that small, consistent habits like this often make the biggest difference over time. By combining these basic settings, changing with everyday habits, you create a strong privacy foundation. Research from Identity Guard, Lawal, and other privacy experts show that taking these steps can significantly reduce how much companies can collect about you, giving you greater control over your online presence. Okay, taking back control of your digital life. Online privacy affects almost every part of your digital life, even in ways you might not even notice at first. Every time you go online, whether you're scrolling through social media, searching for something on Google, or even just clicking on a website, your actions leave behind pieces of information. These little data points come together to form what's known as your digital footprint. And that footprint shapes everything you see, the content recommended to you, the ads, and sometimes even opportunities that show up to you. What makes this so important is that a lot of this data collection happens quietly in the background. Companies track your habits, your interests, your location, and sometimes even your behavior pattern. Most of this is done for advertising, but it can still feel invasive when you realize how much of your personal life is being stored and analyzed without you fully noticing. Understanding how this data gets collected gives you more power to make smarter and safer choices. When you know how your information is being used, you're more likely to question what you're agreeing to, what apps you trust, what websites you feel comfortable using. It helps you recognize which online habits might be risky and which small changes can actually make a huge difference. And the good news is that protecting your privacy doesn't have to be complicated. Simple steps like just adjusting privacy settings, using stronger passwords, avoiding sketchy links, or thinking twice before sharing personal details can go a long way in keeping your information safe. Even being more aware of what you post publicly helps reduce long-term risk. By understanding your digital footprint is created and taking these basic steps to protect yourself, you gain more control over time over your online identity. Instead of companies knowing more about you than you realize, you become the one deciding how much they get to see. You can reduce unwanted tracking, limit how much your personal life is exposed, and avoid some of the dangers that come with oversharing or clicking on wrong things. Overall, learning about online privacy isn't just about avoiding threats. It's about getting empowered. It's about gaining confidence in how you navigate the internet and knowing what you're making informed decisions. When you take the time to understand how your information moves online, you're not just protecting yourself, you're protecting your future digital life too. And that concludes my presentation. I hope this presentation has helped you better understand online privacy, why it matters. So yeah, thank you for watching and stay safe online.